Now I hope everything that we did up till there was pretty clear. We move on to the next question, which is exactly the same, but then like I said, there'll be something different about it. What is the question? The question's right there on your screen, or I have sent you the PDF. It is with the PDF, wherever you want to refer it. An investigation into the demand of color TV sets of 5 towns has resulted in the following data: population of the town in lakhs and number of TV sets demanded. So if you now notice, one data is population of a town and the other is number of TV sets demanded. So let me ask you a question. I have a store in a particular town. As the number of people in the town increase, the number of TV sets that I sell will also increase. Then can I say, with the growing population, the number of TV sets will also grow? So can I predict what the sales will be because of the change in population? But now you tell me, will they ever ask me that if this is the sales, can you tell me what the population is? Because sales depends on population a lot more than population depends on sales. Population doesn't depend on sales. What if the product that you are selling is a bad product? You are selling, let's say, CRT TVs. You know what a CRT TV is? It's a cathode ray tube TV, the tube वाला TV जो पहले होता था घर में, ट्यूब होती थी उस पे. उसमें अगर आप बच्चे थे, इफ यू नो दिस टीवी, अगर आप बच्चे थे तो आप रिमोट कंट्रोल थे. उठ आवाज बढ़ा, उठ आवाज कम कर, उठ चैनल चेंज कर, उस टीवी की बात कर रहा हूं. Suppose if you are selling that TV sales will not happen because it's old technology. Nobody wants to buy that anymore. Wherever you go, there is no CRT being sold anymore. Even if there are like 100 TVs in that showroom, there'll be like 1 or 2 CRTs, that's it. Apart from that, there'll be no CRTs, because over the time it has been realized that production of CRTs is much more expensive as compared to producing an LCD or an LED. That is why everything has been moved to that platform. Anyway, that is for another day. What I want to say is, you can estimate the sales with help of the population. You can't estimate population because of sales. कल को घटिया टीवी बेचने लगे, कोई खरीदने नहीं आया तो क्या बोलोगे? मर गया लगते सब लोग, कोई है ही नहीं इस टाउन में जिंदा. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता ना. So sales can be predicted by population. Population cannot be predicted by sales. So let's see what the question is. So the question says, fit a linear regression of y on x. Excuse me. First tell me what y is, what x is. They haven't told you. So we assume that population is x and demand of TV sets is y. So estimate, fit a regression line of y on x, which means the line of dependence of number of TV sets on the population of that town. And then they are asking you, estimate the demand of CTV sets, which is color TV sets, for 2 towns with a population of 10 lakh and 20 lakh. तो मतलब क्या है? आपने ऑलरेडी एक दुकान लगाई है. लेट्स से ये दुकान आपने बॉम्बे में लगाई है, या फिर बॉम्बे में, लेट्स गेट अ लिटिल मोर स्पेसिफिक, आपने बॉम्बे में कोलाबा में लगाई है. और क्या हुआ है? एज एंड हाउ द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ चर्चगेट एंड कोलाबा केप्ट इंक्रीजिंग, द सेल्स ऑफ टीवीज, योर टीवी सेल्स केप्ट इंक्रीजिंग. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज, यू वांट टू एक्सपांड, you want to become like the next Vijay sales. So now you want to put up a shop, let's say thoda sa bahar. So let's say you want to put up a shop in Thane, or you want to put up a shop in Andheri. If you want to put up a shop in Thane or Andheri, the question is, कितने कैपेसिटी की दुकान बनाऊं, कितने टीवी सेट्स की कैपेसिटी होनी चाहिए मेरी, क्योंकि कल को अगर ग्राहक आए और फिर आप उसको बोलो सॉरी स्टॉक में नहीं है, तो कहीं और जाके खरीद लेगा और फिर आपका नाम खराब हो जाएगा, कह रहे इसके पास तो स्टॉक होता ही नहीं. So what I will do is, I will use the data from Colaba and then try and help and estimate that a certain town of a certain population will project how much in sales. What is different about this question? What is different about this question is that it is not temporal data anymore. It is not time-based data. One data value is not time. Then the one data value which we are assuming to be independent. There we assume time to be independent. Here population is independent. Population sales पे depend नहीं करता. Population दूसरी चीजों पे depend करता है. Population does not depend on sales. बट सेल्स डिपेंड्स ऑन द पॉपुलेशन. लोग होंगे तो खरीदेंगे ना, लोग ही नहीं होंगे तो प्रोडक्ट कितना भी सस्ता हो कितना ही अच्छा हो तो कौन खरीदने वाला है. सो डिमांड डज डिपेंड ऑन पॉपुलेशन बट पॉपुलेशन डजंट डिपेंड ऑन डिमांड एंड दैट इज व्हाई population becomes an independent variable. Like in our previous cases, time was an independent variable. तो सर एक प्रॉब्लम हो गया. तो अब ये अगर x है और y है और x I'm sorry, I misread that. X population already लिखा हुआ है. Sorry, I didn't read it. So X is population and Y is TV sets. तो सर अगर ये X टाइम नहीं है तो टाइम क्या होता था, अपना परफेक्ट होता था तो अपन सेंटर ले लेते हैं. और डेटा है तो इवन डेटा है तो सेंटर डेसिमल में आता था तो उसको मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2 वो सब करते थे. इसमें क्या, इसमें कुछ नहीं. इसमें टिपिकल मेथड से क्वेश्चन करो. कौन सा टिपिकल मेथड? दो इक्वेशन बना साइमल्टेनियसली सॉल्व करो. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down the data that I have. So I'm not writing it as population. I'm directly writing it as X and Y. So X is 5, 7, 8, 11, 14. And Y is 9, 13, 11, 15, 19. Correct? Let's continue then. What do you want to do? You are telling me to estimate. Number one, find a line of regression of y on x, which means the line of dependence of y on x, which I've been doing in like 3 questions now. And number two, for color TV sets for 2 towns with a population of 10 lakhs and 20 lakhs. Okay, fine. Let me get rid of the question. So this is my x, this is my y. I want the line of regression of y on x, which means what do you want? Which means I'm writing this down. I want y is equal to a plus bx. To find this y is equal to a plus bx, what are we going to use? We are going to use 2 equations. Equation number 1 is sum of y is na plus b sum of x, and I'm writing it here. So मैं ऐसी चिंदीगिरी करता हूं क्योंकि मेरे पास जगह नहीं है तो मुझे वो पूरा एक पेज पे दिखाने में प्रॉब्लम होता है. आप एक के नीचे एक लिख दो प्लीज, आप ऐसे मत लिखना. नंबर 2, sum of xy is a sum of x plus b sum of x square. या तो ये 2 लाइनें रट लो या फिर इधर से यहां आते कैसे वो डिफाइन कर लो. सो व्हाट ऑल डू आई नीड? से सम ऑफ एक्स चाहिए, सम ऑफ वाई चाहिए, सम ऑफ एक्स वाई चाहिए, सम ऑफ एक्स चाहिए, सम ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर चाहिए. फाइन देन लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ, पहले तो एक लाइन मार लेता हूं. लेट्स स्टार्ट फाइंडिंग वन थिंग एट अ टाइम, स्टार्टिंग विथ सम ऑफ एक्स. Calculator, sum of x is 5. I'll do it separately, udhar rakhna becomes a problem. 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 11 plus 14 is 45. So sum of x is 45. What is sum of y? 9 plus 13 plus 11 plus 15 plus 19, which is 67. What else do I require now? n तो डेटा में से आ जाएगा. n is the number of readings, where n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 pairs of readings for x and y. I need a sum of xy. So the next thing that I need to find is xy. I'm doing this in the calculator so that I can directly add it by using the memory. So 5 into 9 is 45. Add that to memory. 7 into 13 is 91. Add that to memory. 8 into 11 is 88. Add that to memory. 15 into 11 is 165. Add that to memory. And lastly 14 into 19 is 266. Add that to memory. Correct? Recall memory. According to this, it is 655. But let me check once again like this and be sure that it is 655. 45 plus 91 plus 88 plus 165 plus 266 is 655. Then the last thing I need is sum of x square. So x square. X square is 5 square. 5 square is 25. Add that to memory. 7 square is 49. Add that to memory. 8 square is 64. Add that to memory. 11 square is 121. Add that to memory. And 14 square is 196. Add that to memory. Recall memory. You get 455. Let me check that once again. 25 plus 49 plus 64 plus 121 plus 196 is 455. Nothing wrong with that. I have x, I have y, I have xy, I have x square. I have all the data I require to create my two equations. Let's start doing that then. Let's start creating our equations. So sum of sum of y is 67 is equal to n is 5, a plus b sum of x. Sum of x is 45, so 45b is going to be my first equation, but I'm going to write it on one side so that it's easier to understand. So just for presentation purposes, I'm going to write it as 5a plus 45b is equal to 67. This is equation number 1. Let's come here. Sum of xy. Sum of xy is 655 is equal to a sum of x. Sum of x is 45, so 45a plus b sum of x square. Sum of x square is 455, so 455b. Again, for better presentation purposes, I'm going to write this here and I'm going to say 45a plus 455b is equal to 655. This is equation number 2. Now usually what we do is we write them together one below the other and then check if what kind of simplification is possible. And that is exactly what we are going to do. What we are going to say is, let me write them down one below the other first. So equation number 1 is 5a plus 45b is 67 is 1, and 45a plus 455b is equal to 655 is equation number 2. Correct? The problem is one variable has to be the same. This is not the same, but I can make 5 as 45. How? I can multiply this by 9. So in the next step, I'm going to go ahead and say this will become 9 5s are 45a plus 45 into 9 is 405b is equal to 67 into 67 into 9 is 603, and this is equation number 3, a new equation that I found. And 45a plus 455b is 655 is equation number 2. Let's check what does the simplification give us. Subtract, so negative, negative, negative cancels. 405, 455, the answer is 50, but negative b. This will also go negative because the bigger number is negative. And 655 minus 603 is negative 52. In the next step, first let's do one thing. A negative negative on both sides cancel. B is equal to 52 divided by 50 is 1.04. You have the value for B. Substitute the B in one of the equations. I'm going to substitute it in one because it's a smaller equation, easier to simplify. So I will say 5a plus 45b is 67. 5a plus 45 into 1.04 is equal to 67. 45 into 1.04, 45 into 1.04 is 46.8. 5a plus 46.8 is 67. Goes to the other side and subtracts with the 67. You will get a 20.2. So a is, or 5a is 20.2. Let's take the 5 to the other side. 20.2 divided by 5 will become a is 4.04. This is your a, this is your b. Once you have your a and your b, you have your equation. What is the equation? The equation is y is equal to a plus bx. Y is equal to, a worked out to be 4.04 and b worked out to be 1.04. Sorry, hold on for a second. 52 divided by 50 was correct. So a worked out to be 4.04 and b worked out to be 1.04. So it is going to be 4.04 plus 1.04x. So y is equal to 1.04x plus 4.04, and this is your line of regression of y on x. What are they asking you now? For two towns, one with population of 10 lakh and the other a population of 20 lakh. So one population of 10 lakh and the other of 20 lakh, they are asking you to estimate. Fine, I'll do that for you. I will say for a town where x is equal to 10, y be equal to 1.04, x plus 4.04, y is equal to 1.04 into 10 plus 4.04, y is equal to 10.4 plus 4.04, or y is equal to 14.44. But go back and check how was the data given to you. Like for example, the population was in lakhs if I am correct. Yes. And then check what the sales were in. So the population is in lakhs, but the sales are in thousands. So whatever your answer is, you will have to state it in thousands. So you will say therefore sales are 14.44 in thousands, or 14.44 thousands. Similarly, for a town with 20 lakh, so for a town where x is 20, y is 1.04x plus 4.04, y is 1.04 into 20, which is 4.04, y is 1.04 into 20 plus 4.04 is 61.2. Let me check that once again. 1.04 into 20 plus 4.04. Sorry, I made that mistake. This works out, plus this works out to be 24.84. And then like I said, you will have to mention, therefore sales are 24.84 thousands. If you want, you can write thousands of units. That's it. So our three answers are: answer number 1, the line of regression; answer number 2, for a town of 10 lakh, and for a town of 20 lakh. Let's check what they have written. Presentation, you can stick to what the module has done also. It's very well written. So let's start with question. The first declaration, the table. After the table, we all simplify or find the values of A and B. Check, A has worked out to be 1.04 and B has worked out to be 1.04 and A has worked out to be 4.04, which is correct. So line of regression is y is 4.04 plus 1.04x, which is correct, which is also what we got. Next, then for x is 10 lakh, the demand of color TV sets is 14.44 thousand CTV sets, and for 20 lakh, 24.84 thousand color TV sets. What they've done is they have written a word answer again, so that whoever's checking your paper doesn't have to go back. You can do that, which is what I also prefer doing. You solve your question, highlight your answers wherever, but then eventually once you are done with the question, come back and make a note of whatever they have written, because like I said, this question comes as 6 marks. I don't think the video has gone on for 6 minutes also for 6 marks. And that is why when they give you the question, make sure that you come back and then highlight the answers. Highlight meaning you highlight when you are doing them, but then you write them down again so that बंदे को ढूंढना ना पड़े कि आपने आंसर किधर लिखा है. तो फाइनल आंसर देख के ही विल गिव यू मार्क्स एंड देन कंटिन्यू. क्योंकि कभी कभी क्या होता है, फाइनल आंसर नहीं लिखा तो he or she will start looking for you in your solution, और फिर सोल्यूशन में देखना चालू कर देंगे. तो हमको तो सबको पता है कि हम किस लेवल पे रायता फैलाते हैं सॉल्यूशंस में. सो इफ यू वांट टू अवॉइड दैट पर्सन डाइसेक्टिंग योर सॉल्यूशन, might as well make a new note and might as well write down the solution, final answer, so that he ticks and moves on. That is question number 3. We'll move on to the next question, which is question number 4. Let's come to question number 4. An investigation into the use of scooters in 5 towns has resulted in the following data. Population of the town in lakhs and number of scooters. X and Y already given to you. You don't have to denote anything. Fit a linear regression of Y on X and estimate the number of scooters to be found in a town with population of 16 lakhs. So 16 lakh के population में you have to find कितने scooters बिकेंगे. So if you notice, जहाँ पे 4 लाख वहाँ पे 4400, 6 लाख 6600, 7 लाख 5700, 10 लाख 8000, 13 lakh 10,300. If you notice, as the population of the town is increasing, the number of scooters sold is also increasing. तो अगर मुझे आपको पूछा और कोई पूछ ले कि 16 लाख के पॉपुलेशन को कितना, तो 13 को अगर 10,300 है तो इसके कुछ थोड़ा ऊपर ही होगा, क्योंकि यू सी एन इंक्रीजिंग ट्रेंड. वन मोर थिंग, देखो अब तक वो आगे वाले ईयर्स को प्रिडिक्ट करने बोल रहे थे, बट ये जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 था ना आपका, जो मैंने अभी जस्ट किया, वहां पे आपको 10 लाख का पूछा है, बराबर. एंड इफ यू नोटिस, डेटा में 10 लाख क्रॉस होता है. अब तक क्या होता था, आगे का पूछते थे. इसमें अभी जो क्वेश्चन मैंने पढ़ा 4th क्वेश्चन, उसमें भी आगे का पूछा है. यहां पे दिख रहा है 8 और 14, 8 और 11 के बीच में कहीं 10 आता है, तो फिर 11 और 15 के बीच में कुछ आपका आंसर आएगा, और आपका आंसर आया ना 14.4. 11 और 15 के बीच में आता है ना. फिर आपको पूछा था 20 के लिए. अब 20 14 से ऊपर आता है, तो आंसर 19 के ऊपर होगा. अब वो रेंज नहीं मिलेगा आपको, इसके ऊपर मिलेगा. अब ऊपर कुछ भी हो सकता है. अपन को आया था 24.44 और 48 समथिंग, and that was your answer. So here again they are asking you for a population of 16 lakh. अब इसके आगे का पूछा है, इसके आगे का अगर पूछा है तो 10,300 के कुछ ऊपर होगा. कितना होगा पता नहीं, निकाल के दिखाना पड़ेगा. Fine, then let's start with the solution. Step 1, let's write down your question. बोला क्या क्या आपको? They are asking you to fit a linear regression of y on x and estimate the scooters to be found in a town with a population of 16 lakh. Now again, I don't think I need to tell you that sales of scooters depends on population. Population doesn't depend on sales of scooters. You cannot predict population with the help of. I agree, there is a positive relationship. There is a bond that both share, but it's basic common sense. आप number of TV scooters कितने बिके इसके हिसाब से population estimate नहीं कर सकते. There is a dependence, there is a relationship, but the scooter to population is a stronger relationship than population on scooter. Population is not dependent on the sale of scooters. Sale of scooters is highly dependent on the population of the town. So data values बड़ी हैं, पर वैसे data बहुत छोटा है. X, Y, correct? 4, 6, 7, 10, 13. And y is 4400, 6600, 5700, 8 000 and 10 300. Let's start with the question. They have told you what the x is, they have told you what the y is. तो आपको कुछ छेड़ना नहीं है, आपको ऐसी क्वेश्चन कंटिन्यू करना है. So the first thing that we are going to do in the question is we are going to say आपको क्या निकालना है. तो मुझे निकालना है y is equal to a plus bx. तो इसके लिए क्या क्या चाहिए? इसके लिए आपको चाहिए, सॉरी लेट मी गेट रिड ऑफ द पीडीएफ. तो इसके लिए आपको क्या क्या चाहिए? इसके लिए मुझे दो इक्वेशन चाहिए. सम ऑफ y is na plus b sum of x, and दूसरा like I said, I'm doing this because I don't have the space. You can actually use the entire page one below the other to write. Sum of xy is a sum of x plus b sum of x square. Let's start finding then. A sum of x, sum of y, sum of xy, sum of x square. So sum of x is going to be, I'm not showing it to you, I'm directly doing the calculation and writing it down. You can parallelly do it with me, whatever. 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 10 plus 13 is 40, and this is 4400 plus 6600 plus 5700 plus 8000 plus 10300 is 35000. The next thing that we need is we need xy. So let's begin then. 4 into 4400 is 17600. Add that to memory. 6 into 6600 is 39600. Add that to memory. 7 into 5700 is 39900. Add that to memory. 10 into 8000 is 80,000. Add that to memory. And lastly 13 into 10,300 is 1,33,900. Add that to memory. Recall memory, you get 3,11,000. That is the value of x, y. Let's move on to the next, and that is the value of x square. So x square is going to be 4 square is 16. Add that to memory. 6 square is 36. Add that to memory. 7 square is 49. Add that to memory. 10 square is 100. Add that to memory. 13 square is 169. Add that to memory. Recall memory 370. So I have all the data that I require. What you can also do is, if you want, you can write down the data. Like you can write down what all you've gotten. That is also not a problem. So once you have everything, let's start substituting. Sum of y is 35,000. 35,000 is equal to, n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like always, I've forgotten to write the value of n. N is 5. So 5a plus 40b. I'm going to write it down in reverse. So I'm going to say 5a plus 40b is 350,000. If you notice, this equation can be reduced by 5. If you want to, you can reduce or let it be, and then we will make the variable the same later, whatever you prefer. Sum of xy. Sum of xy is 3,11,000 is a sum of x, so 40a plus b sum of x square, so 370b. Fine. Let me write it in a certain order. So let me write it as 40a plus 370b is equal to 3, 11 and 3 zeros. 3,11,000. Let me write the equations one below the other. So this will be called equation number 1 and this will be called equation number 2. Correct? Let's write the equations one below the other. 5a plus 40b is 35,000. 40a plus 370b is 3,11,000. I have to make one of the variables the same. This is easier to make the same. I can make this the same if I can multiply this by 8 because 5 8s is 40. So I will say again, write this as 1 and write this as 2. So I will make a new equation 3 which is basically going to be 5 8s are 40a plus 8 4s are 32. So 320b is equal to 35,000 into 8 is 2,80,000 and that is equation number 3. Let's write down the second equation as now it is. 40a plus 370b is 3,11,000 and that was my original equation number 2. Subtract negative, negative and negative. Cancel. Negative 50b is equal to 3,11,000 subtracted from 2,80,000. Sorry. 3,11,000 subtracted from 2,80,000 is going to be a negative 31,000 because greater number subtracted, smaller number subtracted from a greater number. In the next step, I am cancelling the negative negative on both sides. So what I get is 50b is equal to 31,000. So b is 31,000 divided by 50, which is 620. So if b is 620, let's substitute it into the first equation. 5a plus 40b is 35,000. So 5a plus 40 into 620 is 35,000. 5a 40 into 620 is 24800 is equal to 35,000. 24800 goes on the other side and subtracts and I get 10,200. So 5a is 10,200 or a is 10,200 divided by 5, which is 2040. I have b, I have a. My equation is y is equal to a plus bx y is equal to a plus bx. So y will be a, which worked out to be 2040 plus b, which worked out to be 620x. I'm just writing this in the front and saying that y is 620x plus 2040. That's going to be a line of regression of y on x. Now estimation for a town of population 16, if I'm correct, was the question. Yes, 16 lakhs. X is already in lakhs, so x will only be 16. Y will be 620x plus 2040. Y will be 620 into 16 plus 2040. 620 into 16 plus 2040. works out to be a total of y is 11,960. And this is not in thousands, this is the real data. Like this data is not written in thousands of units. If you look at the question that you have, the previous question said sales was in thousands of units. Here it doesn't say anything like that. Here it says number of scooters. There is no thousands here, which means whatever answer you get is the right answer. And remember, I told you it will be something over 30, over the value of 13, which is 10,300 ke thoda upar. What is our value? Our value is 11,960. So 10,300 ke thoda upar is 11,960. So therefore, number of scooters is 11,960 units. These are the two answers that they're expecting. One, the line of regression, and two, the number of scooters. Let's take a quick look at the solution and then see if there is anything that we are missing out. So, fit a linear regression of y on x, done, and for a town of 16 lakhs. So that is correct. Once you come into the solution, two equations that they formed, multiplied one equation by 8. This is what the equation becomes. The simultaneously solved it. वो simultaneously solving वाला bit लिखा नहीं है ठीक से, मैंने लिख के दे दिया है, so don't worry. B is 620, A is 2040. Once you do that, you have the line of regression of y on x. When x is 16 lakhs, then y will be 2040 plus 620 into 16, which works out to be 11,960. Hence, the expected demand of scooters for the town with a population of 16 lakh will be 11,960. And that is it. That is your question number 4. Now, what I want to do is, I want to come back to question number 3. And I want to show you something. So, I'm going to do the entire question again, but in a slightly different method. Why, sir? To show you something, but then also to tell you that don't do it. Let me write down the data. Population, which they have assumed as x, and demand that they have assumed as y. Population is 5, 7, 8, 11, 14, 9, 13, 11, 15, 19. Now let me discuss the question with you as to exactly हुआ था क्या question में, and then see where this takes us. They have given you population of a town and demand of color TV sets. So if you notice, as the population increases, the demand is also increasing. So you see a strong positive bond between the two. पर यहां पर ना सर आपने कुछ शिफ्टिंग करके नहीं किया. कर सकते थे क्या? ऑब्वियसली कर सकते थे. क्यों नहीं कर सकते? वो भी डेटा था, ये भी डेटा है, वो भी नंबर्स थे, ये भी नंबर्स थे, नंबर्स हैं, तो ये भी क्वेश्चन वैसे कर सकते हो. पर क्या करना पड़ेगा पता है? पॉपुलेशन को एक्स नहीं लेना पड़ेगा. फिर आप बोलोगे मैं अपना एक खुद का एक्स बनाऊंगा. कैसे? पॉपुलेशन की हर एक वैल्यू से I will subtract the mean of the population. क्यों करना क्या था? सम ऑफ एक्स को 0 बनाना है. सम ऑफ एक्स को 0 बनाने के लिए इसको अपने मीन से सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. तो पहले अपन को मीन फाइंड करना पड़ेगा ना. Now I've done this question just some time before, so I'm going to directly pick up a few values. For example, the sum of x is 45, y is 67. तो ये 45 हो जाता है and y is 67. तो अगर मुझे पॉपुलेशन का मीन पूछो is 45 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values, तो मीन is going to be 45 divided by 5. क्या था एवरेज पॉपुलेशन? 9. तो हम एक x बनाएंगे जिसमें हम पॉपुलेशन जो हमारा इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है उसको सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे 9 से. सर जमेगा ये? डेफिनेटली जमेगा, बताता हूं. देखो 5 minus 9 minus 4, 7 minus 9 minus 2, 8 minus 9 minus 1, 11 minus 9 2, 14 minus 9 5. देख लो सम क्या आता है. -4 -2 -6 -1 -7. रहने दो इसको. 2 plus 5 positive 7 plus 7 minus 7 0. यही तो करना था, ऐसा x बनाओ जिसका टोटल 0 कर दे। फाइन, तो अब बाकी की चीजें, मतलब x तो फाइंड कर लिया, अगर x फाइंड कर लिया तो ये इनडायरेक्ट मेथड में चला जाएगा। तो अब मैं सब नहीं लिखने वाला हूं, मैं शॉर्टकट में लिखने वाला हूं। मैं सीधा लिखने वाला हूं कि a की वैल्यू आती है सम ऑफ y डिवाइडेड बाय n करके, और b की वैल्यू आती है सम ऑफ एक्स वाई डिवाइडेड बाय सम ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर करके। तो सम ऑफ y तो है, n भी है, 5 वैल्यू है। सम ऑफ एक्स वाई और सम ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर नहीं है, और वो चेंज हो जाएगा। मतलब ये जो सम ऑफ एक्स वाई था ये सेम नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि आपका डेटा अलग है, आपका y अलग है, आपका x चेंज हो गया है, तो फिर ये डेटा चेंज हो जाएगा। तो फिर क्या आएगा, लेट्स फाइंड इट आवरसेल्व्स। सो एक्स वाई बन जाएगा 9 4s are 36 बट नेगेटिव। सो लेट मी डू दिस। 9 4s are 36 बट नेगेटिव, तो मैं मेमोरी से सबट्रैक्ट करता हूं। 13 into 2 is 26 but negative, subtract from memory. 11 into 1 is 11 but negative, so subtract from memory. 15 into 2 is 30 but positive, so add that to memory. And 19 into 5 is 95 and add that to memory. Recall memory, you get a 52. चेक कर लो एक बार, मैं नीचे से चालू करता हूं। 95 प्लस 30 माइनस 11 माइनस 26 माइनस 36, 52 आता है। लास्ट इज एक्स स्क्वायर। अब एक्स चेंज हो गया तो एक्स स्क्वायर का भी चेंज हो जाएगा। 4 square is 16, 2 square is 4, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 5 square is 25. So 16 plus 4 plus 1 plus 4 plus 25 is a total of 50. ऐसे चेक कर लेता हूँ, ये 20 हो जाता है, ये 5 हो जाता है, तो 30, no sorry, 20 and 5 is 25, 25 25 is 50, बराबर। Let's start substituting. A की value is sum of x, which is 67 divided by n, which is 5. So this works out to be 67 divided by 5 is 13.4. B, sum of xy. Sum of xy is 52 divided by 50. So B works out to be 1.04. मैंने आपको बोला था डेटा शिफ्ट कर दोगे तो A चेंज होगा, B सेम ही रहेगा। करेक्ट, द रेट एट विच इट इज चेंजिंग विल रिमेन द सेम। क्योंकि देखो मतलब क्या होता था, 5 7 बना, मतलब 5 2 से बढ़ा, और यहां पे -4 -2 बन रहा है, मतलब -4 भी 2 से ही बढ़ रहा है ना। तो अगर चेंज सेम है तो डिपेंडेंस भी सेम ही होगा। एक में अपन ने डबल किया था, याद है, तो डिपेंडेंस भी डबल हो जाता है। It's basic common sense if you don't stress yourself out too much and don't try to mug things up. It's basic logic. Anyway, A आ गया, B आ गया, y is equal to A plus B x. So y is A, which is 13.4, plus B, which is 1.04 x. So y is equal to 1.04 x plus 13.4. And this is the line of regression of y on x. मत करना, क्यों बताता हूं, इसके आगे मेरे को प्रिडिक्शन करने दो। आपने बोला था फॉर अ टाउन ऑफ पॉपुलेशन 10 लाख, पर मेरा x पॉपुलेशन नहीं है ना, मेरा x है पॉपुलेशन में से 9 सबट्रैक्ट किया है, ठीक है। तो अब मैं रफली लिख रहा हूं, ज्यादा डिस्क्राइब नहीं कर रहा। फॉर x इज इक्वल टू 10, सॉरी, फॉर पॉपुलेशन ऑफ 10, x is equal to 10 minus 9 which is 1, तो इसमें 1 डालना पड़ेगा। y is 1.04 into 1 plus 13.4, y is equal to 1.04 plus 13.4, y is equal to 14.44। सेम आया ना आंसर, आपको भी 14.44 ही आया था ना। ये दिख रहा है 14.44, सेम ही आया था ना। तो सर फिर क्यों रॉन्ग बोला? रॉन्ग इसीलिए बोला ना कि प्रिडिक्शन बराबर है और बराबर ही होगा। 20 का भी प्रिडिक्शन करोगे ना, विच इज अगर आप बोलोगे कि पॉपुलेशन 20 है तो x बन जाता है 20 माइनस 9, तो x बन जाता है 11, तो y बन जाता है 1.04 इंटू 11 प्लस 13.4। अब 1.04 इंटू 11 बन जाता है 14.44 प्लस उसमें 13.4 ऐड कर दूंगा तो बन जाता है 24.84। बराबर है, बराबर है। ये तो आया था आपको भी आंसर, एंड योर आंसर वाज 20.84। बराबर। तो फिर सर क्यों बोल रहे मत करो? क्योंकि ना ये ठीक था जब उन्होंने एक्स और वाई नहीं दिया था। अपने में क्या था, उन्होंने ईयर दिया था और डिमांड दिया था और बोला जो करना है वो करो, मेरे को एस्टिमेशन निकाल के दो। और उस क्वेश्चन में उन्होंने लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन दिखाने नहीं बोला था। There was no question. They said fit a line of regression. They didn't say show or find the line of regression. ये नहीं बोला था। तो जब वो बोलते हैं ना find the line of regression, तो वो आप चाहते हैं कि आप लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन दिखाओ। तो अब गलती क्या हो जाएगी पता है? गलती ये हो जाएगी कि आपकी लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन अलग आएगी। उधर जो आई है वो लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन क्या है पता है? उधर आई हुई लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन है y is 1.04x plus 4.04 or 4, I don't know, 1 second, 4.04 plus 4.04, ये है लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन। और बिकॉज उन्होंने खुद लिख के दिया है कि भाई पॉपुलेशन x है, खुद अपना x मत बनाओ, डू नॉट क्रिएट योर ओन x। मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूं इफ यू क्रिएट योर ओन x फाइनल प्रिडिक्शन बराबर आता है पर लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन अलग आएगी, क्योंकि b तो सेम होगा, a की वैल्यू अलग होगी। तो अगर वो कहीं डिक्लेयर नहीं करते कि ये x है ये y है, तो कुछ भी करो, शिफ्ट करके करो, कैसे भी प्रिडिक्शन करो, कोई पूछने नहीं आने वाला। पर अगर वो डिफाइन करके देते ना ये x है ये y है, तो शांति करके अपना खुद का नया x बना के शिफ्ट करके, ताकि कैलकुलेशन इजी हो जाए, मत करना प्लीज। शिफ्टिंग तभी अलाउड है व्हेन यू हैव द लिबर्टी एंड लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन इज नॉट आस्क्ड टू बी शोन। अब वो चाहते हैं कि आप लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन दिखाओ, तो कॉमन सेंस है, वो चाहते कि सबकी लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन सेम हो, इसलिए उन्होंने बोला है कि भाई यही x है यही y है, आप अपना खुद का चेंज शिफ्टिंग मत करो। अपने जो क्वेश्चंस थे पीछे, लाइक लेट मी शो यू, देयर वाज नो क्वेश्चन दैट सेड कि बाबा लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन दिखाओ इन द टाइम पीरियड क्वेश्चंस, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल दिस क्वेश्चन, इफ यू नोटिस द क्वेश्चन क्लियरली सेड प्रोजेक्ट द सेल्स फॉर द नेक्स्ट 5 years। कैसे बनाते हो लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन? शिफ्ट करके, बिना शिफ्ट किए, 4 पेज कैलकुलेशन करके, 10 पेज कैलकुलेशन करके, मेरे को लेना देना नहीं है, डायरेक्ट करो इनडायरेक्ट करो, मेरे को प्रिडिक्शन चाहिए, मेरे को लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन नहीं चाहिए। एंड दैट इज व्हाई हियर यू कैन शिफ्ट देम एज एंड हाउ यू वांट टू। यहां पे प्लीज मत शिफ्ट करना, क्योंकि यहां पे बोला है फिट अ लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन ऑफ y ऑन x, बोला है, तो आपको लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन दिखानी पड़ेगी। तो प्लीज मत करके, you have to do it by the indirect method, do not do it by the direct method. There is a chance that they are not expecting you to show this, but then why take a risk? तो अगर वो लोग ने खुद x और y लिख के दिया है ना, तो अपन कुछ शिफ्टिंग नहीं करने का, जैसा दिया है वैसा। x 0 नहीं होता है, ठीक है, मैं इनडायरेक्ट मेथड से करता हूं। हाँ, अगर वो लोग ने डिक्लेयर करके नहीं दिया है कि बाबा इसी को x लो इसी को y लो, तो आपके ऊपर है किसको क्या लेना है, लो, शिफ्टिंग करो मत करो, मेरे को प्रिडिक्शन निकाल के दो। सेम विथ क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, किसको x किसको y लेना है मैं नहीं बता रहा हूं आपको, मेरे को बस नेक्स्ट 3 साल का प्रिडिक्शन करके दो। यहाँ पे किसको x लेना है किसको y लेना है ये क्लियरली स्टेटेड है, यहाँ पे किसको x लेना है किसको y लेना है ये क्लियरली स्टेटेड है। तो प्लीज अपना कोई लॉजिक मत लगाना, इनडायरेक्ट मेथड से करके दो। With this, the chapter forecasting comes to an end. This is the first chapter that I'm going to do with you. I'm going to do something else after this also, so the video is going to continue, or I will put it into a new video. I'm thinking I'll put it into a new video, whatever it is. What I want to declare before I continue is, this is how, or this is the speed, or this is the pattern in which I'm going to move on. I will try and have a Zoom call with you all very soon, because once I get a Zoom call with you all, I get a better idea as to किसको समझ रहा है किसको नहीं समझ रहा है, कुछ problem है क्या, if there are any small changes that I can make which might help you understand this better, then we'll make those changes. That is all later. So we'll take a Zoom call for, I'll try and manage a Zoom call for that. But this is the speed and this is the pattern in which we are going to go. Now, the sheet that I have given you, उस पे ना मैंने तीन चीजें लिखी है. एक तो मेरा प्रॉब्लम नंबर, मतलब मेरा इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर. तो अगर आप देखते हो तो यहाँ पे लिखा है इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 1, बराबर. तो उसके बाद मैंने मॉड्यूल का पेज नंबर और मॉड्यूल का क्वेश्चन नंबर लिख दिया. क्यों पता है? बिकॉज आई हैव सेड दिस ओवर एंड ओवर अगेन, आपका मॉड्यूल रद्दड़ है. I'll tell you what happened. What happened was 2008 के सिलेबस के बाद 2012 के सिलेबस में उनको समझा नहीं करना क्या है, तो उन्होंने ना 1200 पेज का इतना मोटा मॉड्यूल छाप दिया. अब बाद में पता चला कि ये फालतू है, इतना तो बच्चों को पढ़ा नहीं सकते. मैंने I personally taught that syllabus and I taught the paper for some 260 hours, which is crazy. तो इतना मोटा मॉड्यूल फिर वो बोले छोटा कर देते. तो अब छोटा कैसे किया? 25 क्वेश्चन थे ना, तो उसमें से 20 क्वेश्चन हटा दो, 5 रखो. अरे वो 5 कौन से लेवल के हैं? 25 क्वेश्चन जब थे तो आप ऐसे चालू करके 25वें क्वेश्चन पे जाते थे. अब आपने क्या किया? एक क्वेश्चन यहां का रखा है, एक यहां का रखा है और एक यहां का रखा है. तो पढ़ाएं कैसे बच्चों को? So there are a lot of times that I'm going to take the help of other material, but in this process of redesigning the syllabus, they have done it so horribly and so horrendously that it becomes extremely difficult for me to go about the paper. So if you are going to mark these questions in your module, you are free to do that. And that is why I have written module का पेज नंबर. अब usually क्या होता है पता है? अब बराबर है ना सर, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 मॉड्यूल के पेज नंबर 11 पे होगा, तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 मॉड्यूल के पेज नंबर 12 पे होगा, या पहला क्वेश्चन 2 पेज होगा तो 13 पे होगा. फैंटास्टिक, बराबर, वेरी गुड लॉजिक. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 फिर कुछ 13-14 के आसपास होगा. फैंटास्टिक. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 फिर कुछ 14-15 के आसपास होगा. फैंटास्टिक. क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 फिर कुछ 16-17. अरे क्वेश्चन पेज 45. दिस इज माय प्रॉब्लम. रद्दड़ लोगों ने ना कुछ भी किधर भी छाप दिया. And that is why I've created a consolidated sheet जिसमें मैंने हर एक concept एक साथ किया. I'm not going to do the paper unit wise, and I don't know, other faculties might be doing the paper unit wise with you all. I'm going to do the paper in a chapter wise pattern. मैंने उसको concept wise divide कर दिया and I'm going to do it one concept at a time. ये मेरा first concept है forecasting, and this is how I'm going to do the paper. तो मैंने मॉड्यूल में ये क्वेश्चन कौन से पेज पे ये भी लिख दिया है, तो आप उधर जाके मार्क कर दो. वो लोग ने किसी भलते किसी रैंडम इन सम रैंडम टॉपिक दे हैव प्रिंटेड दिस क्वेश्चन अगेन फॉर नो रीजन, फॉर नो राइम और रीजन. सो व्हाट आई वांट यू टू डू इज जस्ट मेक अ नोट ऑफ इट कि बाबा फोरकास्टिंग का क्वेश्चन वहां पे भी छापा हुआ है. दैट्स ऑल दैट आई वांट यू टू डू. एंड विद दिस द चैप्टर फोरकास्टिंग कम्स टू एन एंड. We now come to the one last bit that I want to do, which I'm going to do after each and every chapter that we do, and that is analyzing question papers. Because like I said, it is very important for us to know what kind of questions are asked in the exam, because then accordingly what we can do is we can prepare ourselves understanding what kind of questions are asked. And also I want to give you the confidence that everything that is asked in the exam is from your module and module only, nothing else is asked. So we are only going to do questions and stuff from the module. We are not going to do anything else. So I have sent you 2 sheets for this chapter. One sheet was the formula, the questions for forecasting, and the other sheet was a combined sheet of 6 question papers. So like I said, up till now there have been 6 exams done in the June 16 syllabus, that is June 17, December 17, June 18, December 18, June 19, December 18. Now you all are going to write the December 20 exam, but the problem is technically up till now there should have been one more paper which was done, which was the June 20 paper. But like I said, the June 20 paper is not being done, obviously because of the corona pandemic, and because of that we don't have the 7th paper. We only have 6 papers. That's okay. So for now we are only going to analyze 6 papers. What do I want you to do? Number 1, I want you to open the PDF and have it in front of you. Now a lot of students keep asking, sir, do we need a printout? You don't need a printout. Just have the soft copy in front of you is more than enough. And this is what you're going to do. Remember when we started off the chapter, I told you that I want a double page, the first few double pages, and that is what I want. I want a double page on your notebook. What are we going to do? We have 15 topics that I have split your paper into, and for every topic we are going to write the paper. So what I need is the first column is going to be topic, and the 6 columns are going to be papers. June 17, December 17, June 18, December 18, June 19, December 18. And then I want a total column here, and I want a total column here. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to make my table, and then you will start making your own table. Then I will give you some time to draw your own table. So I'm going to pause the video. On a double page, I want you to do this. So I'm going to pause it, do it myself, and then unpause. These are the columns I'm looking for. Topic number, topic, June, December, June, December, June, December. So this is June 2017. This is December 2017, June 2018, December 2018, June 2019, and December 2019. Unfortunately, we are not going to have the June 20 paper because the June 20 paper hasn't happened yet. It is scheduled to happen in September. Let's see how that goes. If the situation in India is slightly better, especially Maharashtra, then they might conduct an exam, otherwise they might not. What are we going to do? We are going to write down a topic. So like topic number 1 is forecasting. And now we are going to scan question papers one at a time and see how many marks was forecasting asked for in that particular year. Like I said, I have given you the combined PDF of 6 question papers. I want you to open that. I will tell you what are we looking for in that PDF. If you open that PDF, you will see section 1A is MCQs. Section 1A is OM, sorry. Question number 1 is MCQ. We are going to skip all the objectives because the objectives is not a problem right now. We are going to skip all the objectives and directly come to question number 2 onwards, which is answer any 3 of the following questions. So basically the descriptive questions. Now in the descriptive questions, if you notice, question 2A is a question which is a theoretical question. An important objective of operation management is resource utilization. Enumerate, also list the scope of operation management. Not a problem right now. B is also theoretical question. 3A is also theoretical question. Discuss the term process strategy. What does it involve? Not a problem right now. Let's come to 3B. 3B is a mathematical question, but doesn't look like something that we've done. So this is not of our concern. 4A is a bakery sells items and there is demand and frequency. Not something that we've dealt up till now. We skip it, not a problem. B, an incentive scheme allows. Not a problem, nothing that we've dealt with up until now. We skip it. Question 5A. A project consists of 11 activities. Not done yet, not a problem right now. We move on. And if you notice that this is it and starts strategic management. So what we notice is that in the year June 17, forecasting has not been asked. So we say, okay, we come back to our table where we have been writing stuff, and we just and blindly put a dash under the June 17 section, not being asked. Let's move on. Let's go to the next question paper, which will, if you scroll below it, it's right there, And that question paper is going to be the December 17 question paper. So in the December 17 question paper, let's keep scrolling down. This question paper ends and we come to now the December 17 question paper. Again, skip the MCQs, skip the match the column, skip the true or false, and come to the descriptive questions. 2A is again a theory question. 2B is again a theory question. 2B is a mathematical question. But again, something that we've not done up till now. So don't worry, skip it. When we do it, we will take a look at it. We continue to 3A. 3A is discuss the following processes. So again, a theoretical question, not going to deal with it now. 3B, workers come to a tool shed to inquire about a special tool. Looks like a mathematical question, numbers are involved, but not something that we've done. So not forecasting for sure. So we move on. We come to question 4A. Is mathematics, but not something we've done up till now. We come to question 4B. Is mathematics, but not something that we've done up till now. We come to question 5A. Looks like mathematics, but it is not forecasting. Question 5B. Looks like mathematics, but it is not forecasting. And that is it. And then starts strategic management, and then starts the question paper June 18, which means in the December 17 attempt also, forecasting was not asked. So I'm going to just go ahead and put a dash there. I move on to the next question paper, which is the June 18 question paper. When I come to the June 18 question paper, again, skip the MCQs, skip the true or false, skip the match the column, directly come to descriptive. I'm going to move fast now. Not forecasting. Forecasting needs to have a table where they ask you to predict something, where there will be a population with sales or population with demand, or it will be year with a population or year with demand or something like this. So not what we are looking for. 3A, 3B is not what you're looking for. 4A is mathematics, but not what we are looking for. 4B is not what we are looking for. 5A is not what we are looking for because it's job and number of days job remaining. And 5B is also some operation related question, which is again not forecasting. Then I can blindly say that in the June 18 attempt also, forecasting was not asked. Fine, then I will go back and I will make a note of that in the June 18 attempt also, forecasting was not asked. Let's come to the next, which is let's come to the December 18 attempt. In the December 18th attempt, again, skip the MCQs, skip the match the column, skip the true or false, come to descriptive. Descriptive 2A looks like a theoretical question, not what we are looking for. Descriptive 2B. With the help of the following data, project the trend of sales for the next 5 years. Year, along with sales in lakhs of rupees, 120, 130, 135, 140, 150 and 165. Isn't it a question that we've just done, where year is given to you and the sales in rupees is given to you, and they are asking you to project for the next 5 years? There is not declared as to what should be X and what should be Y. Then I can take anything as X. I can use the year as X, or I can create a new year or create a new X with the help of the year by shifting the year to the center. Problem, this is a 6-yearly data, and because it's a 6-yearly data, the center is not very sure. So the center will be somewhere between 2004 and 2005, which is basically 2004.5. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to not shift it to 2004.5. I'm going to shift it to 2004.5 and then multiply it by 2, because this is even valued data. And that is how I project the sales for the next 5 years. What I want you to now pay attention to is something very important. Remember, I told you that all descriptive questions are going to be two parts, like 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B, 5A, 5B. Similarly here, if you notice, there is a 2A and a 2B. In the 2A and the 2B, they have given you a breakup of marks. Can you look at this? This is 6 plus 10. Do you see how crazy this is? 6 plus 10. You know what 6 plus 10 is? 16. What does the 6 and the 10 stand for? Well, the 6 stands for the first question marks and the 10 stands for the second question marks. Do you know what that means? It means that this question is for a whopping 10 marks. This for 10 marks. Can you beat that? Do you see what the question is? We've done this over and over again. I am going to do it for you. But do you notice the kind of marks that they are asking it for? It is asked for 10 marks. This for 10 marks. I can't emphasize enough. But I want to stop here and I want to make a note of it. That, and one more thing. Every type of a question will be asked only once. They won't double the kind. They won't ask two forecasting questions. Never. They will diversify and ask something else. So I want to stop here and make a note that the December 18 question paper has forecasting for a whopping 10 marks in the question 2B. So this is what you are going to do. You are going to make a note of it that in the December 18 question paper, now understand one thing and make sure of one thing, that we have to include 15 topics in this. So if we have to include 15 topics in this, make sure you write it well. So make sure that, so roughly everybody's books will be around 30 plus lines. So 15 topics plus one row for total is going to be 16 rows that I'm going to require. So make sure that you include 2 lines as one topic. So forecasting, these 2 lines is going to be forecasting. So if you want to make sure that you create a proper bifurcation, if you want, you can double line the second line so that you know that no matter what you want to write and how much detail you are writing this will not cover more than 2 lines. So draw a double line there, starting from June 17, December 17, June 18 not asked, December 18, yes, forecasting is asked. Forecasting is asked in the question 2B. Am I right? It is asked in the question 2B, yes, and it is asked for 10 marks. So you are going to say that question asked is 2B. Make sure you write small because you have to incorporate a lot. We are going to say that it was asked for 10 marks. And what was asked? To give a rough idea, you can say it was a 6-period question. That's it. That was the December 18 attempt. And let's come to the next, which is the June 19 attempt. So let's keep scrolling down. Like I said, they won't repeat a forecasting question twice, so you don't need to double check or worry about it. We come to the next, which is the June 19 attempt. In the June 19 attempt, skip the MCQ, skip the match, skip the true or false. Question 2A, not forecasting. 2B, not forecasting. 3A, 3B, not forecasting. 4A, 4B, not forecasting. 5A, 5B, not forecasting. Then I will say that in the attempt, June 19, not asked. So June 19 forecasting is not asked. Let's come to December 19. December 19 is the last question paper basically. So December 19, skip MCQ, skip matches, skip true or false, come to question, descriptive questions. 2A, 2B, not asked. 3A, 3B, not asked. 4A, 4B, not asked. 5A, 5B, not asked. So can I say that even in the December 19 attempt, forecasting was not asked? So in all of the 6 attempts, forecasting was asked once and was asked for a whopping 10 marks. And such an easy question asked for 10 marks. Hardly going to require any practice. So let's write down that forecasting up until now, till date, was for a total of 10 marks. And why am I writing this with a pencil is, tomorrow, now I've made one mistake where I've not incorporated the June 20 paper. So I should have left one more column blank so that just in case the June 20 paper actually happens before your paper, we can incorporate that, but I haven't done that. I have a little bit of place here, probably later I'll draw a column here and I'll incorporate that, but that's not my problem right now. Fine. Forecasting was asked for a total of 10 marks. There's a good chance the June 20 attempt, which is basically gone to the September 20, might not happen because of the situation. They might club the 2 exams, but you never know what they might do. So we wait, we wait and see what they are going to decide. And this is what we are going to do for each and every topic. And now what you are going to do, or what I am going to do for you, is that we are going to solve that one question that we saw, so that after the chapter forecasting, we have the solution of that question as well, so that we have, at the end of everything, we have the solution of the entire question paper with us. So forecasting, June 17, December 17, June 18, December 18, June 19, December 18 not asked. Total marks 10 was asked once for 10 marks. If you want to write down, you write down 1 and total 10 marks. So just asked once for 10 marks. You would ask for twice, and then let's say it was asked for another 6 marks. So you would say 10 plus 6, 16. So 2 times 16 marks in total, so that we know on an average how many marks it is asked for, if at all it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this and I'm going to go back to again forecasting, but solving that one question that we just saw right now. So let me zoom in a little. And B, let me quickly solve the question for you. So it was, so that whenever so we write this down properly, so that whenever you need the question also, you can quickly find it. Like I said, we have written down that it was the June 18 attempt, if I'm correct. Let me look at it. Yes, it was, no, it was the December 18 attempt, question 2B. So let's come to the December 18 question paper, question 2B. Here it is. Here you have it. The question says that with the help of the following data, project the trend of sales for the next 5 years, where the year is given to you and sales is given to you in lakhs. So let me write down the data. The year right from 2002 to 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006 and 2007. So data for 6 years is given to you from 2002 to 2007, and the sales figures are 120 lakh, 130 lakh, 135 lakh, 140 lakh, 150 lakh and 165 lakh. 120, 130, 135, 140, 150 and 165. Done. Let's start solving the question, and while I'm explaining the question to you, I'm still going to time the question. So let's say writing this took 1 minute, and after this I'm going to time the question. So right now the timer that I have in front of me is 1 hour 14 minutes. I'm going to explain and do the question and still see how much time it takes. So let's begin. Number 1, I'm not going to consider the year as X. The sales I will consider as Y, which I have to predict. What I'm going to consider the X as, I'm going to create a new column where I'm going to say that I'm going to do a year minus the center. Now the center should be common sense. 6 data values, 3 up, 3 down. So the center must be somewhere between these two. So 2004 and 2005 is 2004.5, or add the total, divide it by 6 and you will know what the center is, which is 2004.5. But whenever we have to shift the data from a decimal value, we don't do that because calculations become a little strenuous and we multiply it by 2. So what we have is 2002 minus 2004.5 is a negative 2.5, but I will multiply that by 2. So when I multiply that by 2, it becomes a negative 5. The next is going to be 2003 minus 2004.5 is going to be a negative 1.5. Multiply that by 2 is negative 3. Now, like I said, you don't need rocket science to understand this. We've done over and over again. The moment this becomes out negative 5, you keep adding 2. Because here the deviation is 1, but we are multiplying the deviation by 2, so the deviation doubles. So minus 5 plus 2 is minus 3, minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1, minus 1 plus 2 is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5. And this is your value of x. We have your x, you have your y. And now we are going to do a little bit of writing. Like I said, just for the heck of it, because we want to show them something for 10 marks. It's for 10 marks. I want to show them that, this is what I'm going to write for 10 marks. So I'm going to leave a little bit of place here. I'll tell you why later, but leave like 2 to 3 lines here and start from here. That y is a plus bx is what we are aiming at. Is, what is this? This is the line of regression of y on x. Make it presentable, make it pretty to look at. But how are you going to reach this? You are going to reach this with the help of 2 lines. The line number 1 is that sum of y is na plus b sum of x, and line number 2 is sum of xy is a sum of x plus b sum of x square. And then you are going to tell them that if you notice, your x total is going to be 0. Check. Minus 5 plus 5, minus 3 plus 3, minus 1 plus 1. Nullify 0. And because that is 0, we are going to say since sum of x is 0, we are directly going to break this down and we are going to say a is going to be sum of y upon n, and b is going to be sum of xy upon sum of x square. If you want to substitute and show them the working, fantastic. The more you write, the better. Because then we need to show them कि 10 mark के लिए क्या 10 mark के लिए 4 लाइन करके छोड़ नहीं सकते. So I need a sum of y, I need a sum of xy, I need a sum of x square. So let's start sum of y. Sum of y is going to be 120 plus 130 plus 135 plus 140 plus 150 plus 165 is a total of 840. Let me double check that. 120 plus 130 plus 135 plus 140 plus 150 plus 165 is a total of 840, which is correct. The next thing that I need is an xy. So let me do one thing. Let me leave a little bit of place, or even better, let me put these into columns so that it looks neat and presentable. So the next thing that I require is an xy. So I'm going to write xy here. Let's begin. 120 into 5 is 600, but negative, because this is negative. I'm going to subtract that to memory. Then I have 130 into 3 is 390, but again negative. Then I have 135 into 1, but negative, so minus 135. Then I have 140 into 1 is 140, positive, add that to memory. Then I have 150 into 3 is 450, positive, add that to memory. Then I have 165 into 5 is 825, positive, add that to memory. Recall memory, according to the memory it's 680, but I still want to again do it, and so it shows 680, but I want to again do it and check if I'm correct. I just want to be sure. So I'm going to start from the bottom. 825 plus 450 plus 140 minus 135 minus 390 and minus 600 is a total of, oh, I think I made a mistake, is a total of 290. So now it's coming out 290. Let me check once again. 825 plus 450 plus 140 minus 135 minus 390 minus 600. It's come out to be 290. So the total could be 290. Yes, I checked again. The total works out to be 290. So this is 290. And lastly, we are going to do an x square. So I'm going to draw a line. X square. This is my x. 5 square is 25. 3 square is 9. 1 square is 1. 1, 9, 25. So 25, 25, 50, 10, 10, 20, 20 and 10, 20 and 25, 25, 50, 60, 70. So this works out to be a total of 70. I have everything that I need. What I am going to do, or why did I ask you to leave 2 lines, is declare whatever you have, so that picking up becomes easier. So we declare, number 1, n is going to be 6. Number 2, sum of y is 840. Number 3, sum of xy is 290. And number 4 is sum of x square is going to be 70. Done? Let's pick it up then. The value of a is going to be sum of y, which is 840 divided by 6. So a is going to be 840 divided by 6 is 140, and b is sum of xy, which is 290 divided by sum of x square, which is 70. So b is going to be 290 divided by 70 is going to be 4.1428. Correct? Now standard, you have to approximate up till 2 decimal places. If you want to take it up till this, no problem. If you want to not take it up till like a lot of decimals, stick to 2 decimal. 2 decimal is the best. I'm going to take it up till 2 decimals. So this will become b is 4.14. I have a, I have b. Let's put it into the equation. Y is equal to a plus bx. So y will be a plus bx, or y is 140 plus 4.14x. I have to predict for the next 5 years. Now where did you stop? You stopped at 2007. So I have to go for 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. But remember that your x is not the year. Your x is year minus 2004.5 into 2. So then you have to start with one at a time. And that is, you are going to say for the year 2008, x is going to be twice of the year minus 2004.5. So x is going to be twice of 2008. Only one question, only one part where I am writing it in so much detail. 2008 minus 2004.5, multiply that by 2 is 7. And it's common sense, it had to be 7, because remember I told you this is incrementing by 2. So if this is 5, then 7, 7, 9, 9, 11, 11, 13 and so on. So you got the x value as 7. We know that y is 140 plus 4.14x. So y is 140 plus 4.14x. So y is 140 plus 4.14 into 7. So y is 140 into 4.14 into 7 is 28.98, or y is equal to 168.98. So finish it off by writing the final answer here only, and we say therefore what were they expecting from us? They were expecting the sales in lakhs of rupees. So therefore sales for the year 2008 are estimated at 168.98 lakhs. Now the rest I'm not going to write all of this because I don't have place and then I'll need another page. So I'm going to do this in short. This is what I'm going to do. So for 2009, x will become 9 and y will be 140 plus 4.14 into 9, which will be 4.14, yes, 4.14 into 9 plus 140 is 177.26 in lakhs. Then for the year 2010, x will become 11, y will become 140 plus 4.14 into 11. So 4.14 into 11 plus 140 is going to be 185.54. Then in the year 2011, x will be 13. So y will be 140 plus 4.14 into 13. So 4.14 into 13 plus 140 is 193.82. And lastly, for the year 2012, x will be increment to 15, y will be 140 plus 4.14 into 15, which is 4.14 into 15 plus 140, which is 202.1 in lakhs. Now with the explanation also, the clock right now is showing 27 minutes. We started at 14 if I'm correct. So because of my talking, probably 2 minutes extra, but can I say it got done in 10 minutes? 10 mark question, 10 minutes is done. You will realize that it's, I will do that math also for you later, but if 1 mark is 1 minute, then you have a 100 mark paper, all you need is 100 minutes. But 100 minutes is a little over 1 hour, less than 2 hours, but you have 3 hours. So you have a lot of time. So decorate things as much as you can and write them. One more thing. If you notice the value of B, which is, what is B? B is the change in Y for a per unit change in X is 4.14. So if you notice, this keeps increasing by 4.14, which is, if you know your first prediction was 168.98. Correct? All you have to do is keep adding a 4.14 and you will get the rest of your predictions. Plus 4.14. 170, sorry, oh yeah, double. I'm so sorry. We've doubled the period, so this will also double. So if it is 4.14, we multiply it by 2 and the increment will be by 8.28. So if the first prediction is 168.98, the next will be 8.28, which is correct, plus 8.28, which is 185.54, plus 8.28, which is 193.82, plus 8.28, which is 202.1. And this is it. They are expecting you, they are giving you 10 marks for this. If you ask me, this looks like free marks to me. Anyway, having said that, question asked once, You've done the solution. This is the solution that they're expecting. Here I shifted it because they're not expecting the line of regression from you. They didn't say show the line of regression. Plus they didn't dictate what is X and what is Y. So it's up to me what is X, what is Y. I'm giving you the prediction and that's it. Make sure you write this in words, that this thing that I've written for every year, that is 177.26 lakh, 185.54 lakh and so on. With this, the chapter forecasting is done. Thank you very much.